I never thought a simple car could make me cry on my wedding day until my mom pulled me aside and said, "The car his parents gave you, we're passing it on." Little did I know that one moment would change everything I thought I knew about love, family, and what it really means to start a new chapter. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss an incredible story like this. It was a warm spring day, and the sun hung lazily in the sky, casting its golden rays over the sprawling lawn where my wedding reception was unfolding. The day had arrived, a day I had been dreaming of for years, and as the guests milled about, laughing and celebrating, I found myself standing with my new husband, Adam, just off to the side, trying to take it all in. There was a sense of calmness that had settled over me. Perhaps it was the warmth of the moment, or perhaps it was the way Adam's hand held mine so securely. In that moment, I realized that no matter what the future held, I was ready. I had found my person, and we had begun a new chapter of our lives together. The sound of soft music floated in the background as I looked around at the faces of our loved ones. I felt so grateful to have them all there. But among them, my gaze inevitably found my mother. She stood by the corner of the garden, her elegant smile unmistakable, her eyes glistening as she talked to some of the relatives. Even though she wasn't the center of attention, there was an undeniable air of dignity about her, one that commanded respect without demanding it. I had always admired her composure, her strength, and the way she carried herself through life, but today there was something different. She looked at peace. As the evening wore on and guests began to gather for dinner, I found myself wandering over to where my mom was standing. Her eyes caught mine as I approached, and her smile widened. She reached out and enveloped me in a warm hug, holding me a little tighter than usual. "I can't believe this day has finally come," she said, her voice thick with emotion. I smiled softly. "I know, it's all a bit surreal." For a moment, neither of us spoke. I could hear the faint chatter of people laughing, glasses clinking, and the clattering of utensils as they ate. Yet, in that quiet moment, it felt like it was just the two of us. Finally, my mom pulled back slightly, her hands resting gently on my shoulders as she looked at me, her eyes full of love. "I'm so proud of you, you know that, right?" she said, her voice full of warmth and pride. "I know, Mom," I replied, my own emotions threatening to spill over. "I'm proud of you too." She smiled again, but this time it was more knowing, almost as if she was remembering something from the past. Something only the two of us could understand. "I've been thinking," she began slowly, "about how much has changed over the years. How much you've grown. I remember when you were little, and I would tell you about the world, and you would listen so intently, always asking so many questions. I think, deep down, I knew this day would come, and I would stand here, watching you start your own life with someone else." I felt a tightness in my chest, but I didn't say anything. Instead, I let her words wash over me, feeling the weight of her love and the sacrifice she had made for me throughout my life. "And I know it hasn't always been easy," she continued, her voice dropping to a softer tone. "But you've become this incredible woman, strong, independent, and full of love. And now, here you are, marrying the man you've chosen to spend your life with." Tears stung the back of my eyes, and I wiped at my cheek, trying to keep it together. I had always known that my mom was my rock, but it was moments like this that made me realize just how much she had sacrificed and how much love she had given. Her words were more than just compliments. They were the culmination of years of care, years of gentle nudges and unwavering support. And I realized, suddenly, just how much she had given up for me, so that I could have the freedom to choose my own path. "You've always been there for me, Mom," I whispered. "I wouldn't be here without you." She smiled softly. But there was something more in her eyes now, recognition of something that had been passed down, something that she wanted to share with me. "I've been thinking," she said, her voice taking on a slightly different tone. When your dad and I were married, we had so little. We worked so hard to build a life for you and your brothers. And I know, in the early years, things weren't always easy. But we did it, because we loved each other. And we loved you. I nodded, not entirely sure where she was going with this, but sensing that something important was coming. You see, after everything we went through, your dad and I wanted to give you something special, something that would always remind you of where you come from, of all the love and hard work that went into your upbringing. We wanted to give you something that would be a symbol of that love. She paused, and I could tell that she was gathering her thoughts before continuing. You know that car we gave you when you turned 16? She asked, her eyes twinkling slightly, as though the memory held a fondness all its own. I smiled, remembering the old car that had been my first taste of independence. It wasn't the fanciest vehicle, but it had been mine, and I had driven it with a sense of pride that only a teenager could fully understand. My parents had always been practical when it came to giving gifts, but I had always known that this car was special. It was the first big step toward my own adulthood. Yes, of course, I replied, the memory making me smile. That old thing? I can't believe you kept it for so long. My mom laughed softly, her eyes gleaming with nostalgia. Well, we figured it was time for something new. You've grown, and it's time for you to move on to something different. So, I wanted to tell you today on your wedding day that we're passing that car on to you and Adam. At first, I didn't fully understand what she meant. The words seemed to hang in the air, almost like a riddle. What do you mean? I asked, feeling a mixture of confusion and curiosity. She smiled warmly, a quiet satisfaction in her expression. It's your turn now. The car your father and I gave you. We're passing it on. It's yours, but this time, it's a gift to you and Adam. My heart skipped a beat. A rush of emotions flooded me. I hadn't expected this. I thought she might be referring to a traditional gift, a family heirloom perhaps, or some kind of grand gesture. But this was different. You mean, it's ours? I asked, my voice wavering slightly as I tried to process her words. Yes, dear, she said, her eyes bright and full of affection. It's yours, together now. A symbol of everything we've built as a family. A reminder that love, hard work, and commitment are what carry us through, no matter where life takes us. I felt a lump form in my throat, and I blinked rapidly to stop the tears from spilling. That car had been more than just a vehicle. It had been a part of my childhood, a part of my independence, and now, it was a piece of my parents' legacy, something they had given me to carry forward into my marriage. I don't know what to say, Mom, I whispered. Thank you. She reached out and cupped my face in her hands, her touch warm and reassuring. You don't have to say anything, sweetheart. Just know that you are loved. And that car is a gift from both of us to you and Adam. It's our way of telling you that we believe in your marriage and the life you're building together. As the words sank in, I realized something deeper. This wasn't just about a car. It was about the love and support that had always been there, even when I couldn't see it. It was about the sacrifices, the quiet moments of care, and the unwavering belief that Adam and I would build something beautiful together. Thank you, I whispered again, my voice thick with emotion. We'll take good care of it. I know you will, she said, her voice filled with warmth. You've always taken good care of what matters. I hugged her tightly, feeling a surge of love that enveloped me completely. And in that moment, as the sun dipped lower and the stars began to twinkle above, I knew that the journey ahead would be filled with love, challenges, and triumphs. And no matter where life took us, we would always have the love and strength of our families to guide us.